vlog. I say morning, but it's actually like in the afternoon now, and no, I haven't changed out of my pajamas. I was actually gonna start my fluids in a bit and then I'll change and do all that. But I've just been kinda letting Sherlock have time with me, cause I missed him. He was really weird last night because even though I definitely tired him out before bed, I kept waking up in the middle of the night and he was just sitting on his bed, just staring at me. So I don't know what's up with that. So I was like, maybe he just didn't get tired out enough. But then when I took him out of his crate this morning, he fell asleep instantly by my feet. So I think maybe he just missed me so much yesterday that he felt like shortchanged that he didn't get to spend a long time with me before having to go to bed. But now he's being his normal self this morning. Hi, buddy. Yep. And I'm just resting because I'm really exhausted from that super long day I had yesterday. So I will update you guys later if anything interesting happens, but to be honest, I'm probably just going to be laying on the couch. I realized I haven't vlogged that much today. It's been kind of a difficult day for me symptom-wise. Thankfully my pain hasn't been that bad, so I guess I'm happy for that. But my fatigue has been really, really bad. So I tried to eat some food and then I ended up puking it. My gastroparesis is really weird because I don't vomit a lot. I just eat very little. So on one hand, it's kind of good because I'm not vomiting very often and vomiting has a lot of risks that come to it. But on the other hand, when I do actually vomit, it's a lot worse because it's someone who's already eating very little vomiting. So yeah, I did that and then now I just feel worse and like more tired. He's been sleeping pretty much all day. He got a little burst of puppy energy a few minutes ago, which I quickly demolished with some training. I'm teaching him some anxiety reducing tasks. Technically, task training for a dog doesn't start until they're about a year old, once they've gotten pretty well on their way into public access training. But with my dogs, since I'm owner training them, I like to start task training if I can. It really depends on the dog. Like with Rudy, I started task training way before now because Rudy picked up on it really quickly. So I was really just refining skills he was already doing. With Sherlock, I'm just doing tasks that might help me so that if I'm training him and I need help with something, he can actually perform that help instead of just impeding me, if that makes sense. For example, if a dog's going through an organization and they're being trained by an able-bodied handler, that able-bodied handler will most likely not start tasks until they're about a year old because that handler doesn't need the tasks anyways. So they're kind of just like the final thing they give to a service dog to make it a service dog. For me, I have a disability and I'm training my service dog. So when I am training him, especially once he starts doing public access, there may be times when I need him to do something, like pick something up for me or do some deep pressure so that I can continue training him without being impeded by my disability. In that case, for me personally, it's better for me to teach him some high priority tasks, if that makes sense. Sorry for the rant. Anyways, so yeah, I've just been resting today, and watching the Aero. Yes, I watch lame DC superhero shows. I'm sorry. And we're gonna take Sherlock out for a walk later, so that should be fun. Although I'm not sure how I'm gonna gather the energy to do that. Well, I tried to take Sherlock on a walk. It was sort of an epic fail. Not his fault. He did super amazing. His walking is getting really good. He still has this issue with lunging at like people and dogs though, and things he's interested in. So I really have to talk to his trainer about that because my gut instinct is that the method we're using right now to teach him not to lunge, he's just like not getting it. Not because he like needs more time to mature, but like he's genuinely, I don't think he's getting it. Because we practice it at home like nearly every day with my family, and he's gotten like super good. When I'm practicing it actively, he doesn't lunge at like my mom. He like never lunges at her. But then when I'm not actively practicing it, he goes right back to old habits. So it's almost like he's just translated it to, oh, I only have to do this when I'm constantly being treated. And then the other thing is the way it works is like if he lunges and I call him back and he comes back, I treat him. So he's kind of learned that like, hey, it's okay if I lunge because I still get a treat as long as I come back eventually. Or at least that's my gut instinct. And I'm generally, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm generally pretty good at picking up when my dogs just aren't getting what I'm trying to tell them. And I feel like he's just not getting what I'm trying to tell him here because he's a really compliant puppy. And when he gets something, I see him try to do it. Like, there are some things that it's difficult for him to do, like leave it, you know? He gets leave it, but sometimes I'll say it and he'll look at me and look at the thing and still go for the thing. But I can see in his little brain, he's like, oh, I really want to do it. With the lunging, like, I don't even see that. Like, he just kind of lunges and doesn't look at me or anything. So he doesn't seem to think that it's wrong, which is fine. I just need to change the training method. But anyways, the walk was just a fail because it was like 75 degrees, which I know doesn't seem that hot, but it's hot for me, and the humidity was super high, so I got super overheated and I could only walk him like a few houses down and then we had to come back. So that's exhausting. Hopefully the weather cools down soon now that it's fall. Anyways, now I am going to call night and then go to bed. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.